morning. Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready to warm up? Hands at your waist. Turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. Interlock your fingers. Push them up to the ceiling. Turn at your hips and waist to look at your heel of the opposite foot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane, stretch out your fingers, bend at the waist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift your weight. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands at your waist. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman. Opening up your span, parallel feet. Choose one side, cross, and sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cross and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one, shift your weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now that we've sort of limbered up, I want to welcome all of you. Some of you are brand new, so that's really challenging. Nice for us to see new faces. Others of you are returning students, and we're always welcoming everyone, no matter who you are, where you feel you are in life, in your athletic ability. Tai Chi is for everyone, okay? So this is a level 1 class in which I will teach Yang 10 form. We teach only Yang style Tai Chi. Yang style Tai Chi is the most popular in the world. It's characterized by something rounded, flowing, non-stop, rather than something more abrupt and angular, okay? And there are styles like that under another family name, but this is Yang style. So what I hope to do for the 10 weeks and ongoing is to teach you the 10 form, which composes of 10 movements coming from Yang 24, which is the gold standard, in which we also teach on Tuesdays. From that, we also teach a third form called Yang 16. Yang 16 is short, just 6 more movements like the 10, but it's more challenging in that you use different parts, different sides of your body to do your movements. So that could be very, very difficult at times. But again, very nice, smooth, circular, and flowing. So today being the first class, it may seem overwhelming to everybody, even to me. And just to give you a side as to what's going in our lives, real short and brief, our youngest son and his wife are expecting a baby sometime today. So that will be their 3rd child. And the 2 older ones, 4 years old and 7 years old, stayed over last night at our home for the very first time. So you can imagine what we've gone through. But you know what? Hey, that's what life is all about. So we'll do it. We'll survive, okay? And so with Tai Chi, you've made the biggest step in coming, and you'll survive, okay? I promise, all right? Otherwise, just throw it right back on me and say, you know what? You said I would survive, and I'm drowning, and then we'll figure out something. All right, so what we're gonna do now is more exercising, but they are the foundations in which Tai Chi is built upon. So main thing is for you to follow, to listen, and to match my keywords that I use with the form that I'm doing. Don't worry if you don't catch on, because it's going to be repetitive over a big, long period of time, all right? So I'm going to turn this way because it's always easier to follow, and our hands are at our waist, okay? And we're evenly distributed, mainly 50% of our weight is on our right, 50 on our left, not favoring the right, not favoring the left. However, when we start and we do Tai Chi, only the weightless foot can move. Think about that. Only the weightless foot can move. If we move 2 together and we don't know which is the weightless foot, perhaps you will stumble. So if only the weightless foot moves, what happens to the weight of the 50% that you're somehow getting rid of? It moves and shifts to the opposite foot, so that one foot has 98, 99, 100% of your weight to allow the other foot, the opposite foot to move. So this is basically what we're going to do now, okay? So we're in good Tai Chi posture. We have 50% of our weight evenly distributed on each side. We're going to put all our weight on our right foot. Can you do that? Slowly, gradually, so that now the left foot can come up and you're going to turn your foot like I have. It looks like the capital letter T. This is called a T stance. Can everybody say that? All right, and look at your foot. It's a capital letter T. What foot now can move? Only the stem of the capital letter T, the left foot. It's going to come out and to the side. Can you show me with your hands where that foot's going to come? Out and to the side. One more time. Out and to the side. But in one motion, it cannot go here and then go here. It has to go here. Out and to the side in one motion. Show me again. T stance, out and to the side on your heel. When you go out and to the side on your heel, you no longer have that capital letter T. If you drag your left foot back, in a perfect Tai Chi world, this is a capital L. This is the L stance. This is the L stance. We are only checking to see that there is a gap. You want a gap. You don't want to come in close and make that L like this, okay? All right, let's see what we can do with that L stance now. Hands at your waist, 50-50. Drain the weight off of your right. Turn your foot, capital letter T, T stance. If your weight is all on the right knee should bear down and flex. It's holding your weight of your left foot. We're going to take an L stance, out and to the side. Turn the hips and waist, adjust the back foot to a 45-degree angle. This is called a bow stance. Why is it called a bow stance? The left foot takes the shape of a bow, and the back foot takes the shape of an arrow. Bow and arrow. Show me your bow. Put your hand there. Show me your arrow. Our arrow's crooked. Arrows, to be effective, have to be straight. Therefore, the back knee cannot have a buckle in it. If there's a buckle in it, that's not an arrow. So keep that knee straight, but don't lock it in, okay, because we have movement. This is called a bow stance. This is called a sit back. We sit back on an imaginary stool. We take the weight off of our front foot. We still have all that weight on the right foot. We're going to twist on the foot that has hardly any weight, pivot on its heel so that your foot now is parallel to the line of the floor or on the line. It's weighted down. Therefore, our right foot can form the letter what? T. What's after T? L. To make an L, we have to come out and to the side on our heel in one motion. Here we go. L stance, turn the hips and waist, flatten down, bow stance. Bow and arrow, is that what you have? Sit back, sit down on that stool, pivot on your heel, flatten down, put all that weight on the right, T stance, comes L stance, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot on your heel, flatten down. Shift your weight on a T. Out to the side, L, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. So you're saying, hey, we're doing a lot of footwork. She's giving us a lot of detail. But we also remember her saying that this is the foundations in which Tai Chi is built. So Tai Chi is not purely hands. It's not purely feet. It's not just hands and feet. It's also hands, feet, and mind. You are listening as you're watching and you're doing. There is no other discipline as ideal as Tai Chi in that it taps 3 major portions of our body system. Plus, in doing Tai Chi, we have a sense of relaxation. Why? Because we're shifting our weight. We're concentrating, forgetting about all that extraneous stuff in the outside of our class. Therefore, it could be relaxing, even though we are in the beginning period of our Tai Chi journey. Tai Chi is composed of shifting of weight, exact alignment. If there was no exact alignment, we would tax our joints and our ligaments to the point where it would be detrimental. So we want to be gentle to what we have, keep and maintain the strength and build on endurance, and create and develop flexibility. Okay? So if Tai Chi is not just thinking like we're doing, and not just feet, what do we do about our hands? Okay? So what do we do about our hands? So don't worry, I know you did a good job, okay? And it'll get better as the classes are in successive over a period of time. So remember I said that we would have an overview. I will touch upon a lot of things, but in next week and the following weeks we'll come back and we'll dig down deeper and work on detail, okay? So in doing our Tai Chi, we work with our hands. And I always like to start with the Tai Chi ball because both hands are doing something that we all know how to do, which is to hold a ball. We also know how to spin that ball. And we see lots of kids out there spinning their ball, a real ball. But in Tai Chi, we have to be creative, we have to use our imagination, and we have to spin a Tai Chi ball. Mainly because you're in here for balance, better balance. The Tai Chi ball helps you with balance. So how does it help you with balance? It's held in the center of your body. How else is it helping? It is the bottom hand is always 2 inches below your navel. The top hand is always chest level. It's not smaller, it's not larger, okay? So those are rules, okay? So can I see you spin your ball? Doesn't matter which hand is on the top or which hand is on the bottom. All we're looking for now is smoothness, continuity, and size of the ball, okay? So we know chest level, we know 2 inches below your navel, which is called a danten, which is a focal point in our body, imaginary of course, okay? And the other danten is in the middle of our skull, all right? So let's put our feet and our ball together. Okay, you're gonna watch now, okay? So when we part the wild horse's mane, the bottom hand advances, never the top hand. So my bottom hand advances. Advance means to either go forward or go above, but it is the advancing hand rather than the hand that stays behind. So what hand is the advancing hand? Bottom, okay? No matter left, no matter right, the bottom hand advances. All right, so let's see if that can work for us, okay? We're on a T stance, and our left hand is on the bottom, 2 inches below our navel. The right hand is at chest level. And our ball is not held this way, but held together to center ourselves. Right now, we're balancing on one foot. Therefore, the ball helps us to balance. We said that the bottom hand advances. Can you show me what I mean? The bottom hand advances. It went beyond us, whereas the other hand stayed nearer to us. That's advancing. But Tai Chi is both hands and feet. Therefore, the foot should move with the hand. We are on a T stance. What's the next letter? L stance. How do we do an L? Refresh our memory. T, L, T. If our bottom hand advances, let's push it out. T stance, L stance, bottom hand advances, bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot on your heel. Hold your ball for better balance on a T. What happened? Our left hand went on the top. We did not cross any hands. Our right foot is ready to go. Our right hand is ready to go. It's the bottom hand. Out on an L, the bottom hand advances and it parts the wild horse's mane on a bow stance. You have a bow, you have an arrow. Sit back, sit down on an imaginary stool. Pivot on your heel. Root down on your right foot. Hold your ball for better balance. Your left foot is ready to go. Your left hand is on the bottom. It matches, which is correct. Out on an L, move the bottom hand. Bow stance, parting the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down. Pivot on your heel. Hold your ball for better balance on a T. Out on an L. Bottom hand advances. Part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball on a T. Out onto the side. L stance. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball on a T. Out on an L. Bottom hand advances. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball. Okay, very good. So you know that it took you a little while to decide that you wanted to learn Tai Chi. And you know the reason probably just from doing this. It's kind of hard. It's very hard if you've never done it before. So my job is to make it easier for you, okay? And there are many ways in which I can teach you. And you've only had a few minutes of it yet, so give yourself time to sit with it, enjoy what you just did, because surely you are getting better balance, you're getting stronger, your mind is active because it's learning something new, etc., etc. We can think of many, many positive things, okay? You're among many new faces and they all look friendly, okay? So those are some of the perks. This is what I try to teach you, okay? And you can watch. We said that this is a T stance. This is what we do when we hold our ball. We don't hold our ball here. We want to center our ball, give us protection from falling. We said that we would take an L stance, would move the ball, and we would part the wild horse's mane. We said we'd sit back on a stool. Only the weightless or near weightless foot can move, so it can pivot. I firm down on that one foot to form a T. At the same time, I make my ball for better balance. T, after the T stance, I get into an L stance and I part the wild horse's mane. So the horse is in front of me and his mane is all fluffed up and I'm parting it. That's the imagery. It can also be another image, which I think is probably a little clearer because we don't deal with horses all the time, is we offer a snack to the person in front of you. Here it is. Sit back, sit down, pivot, better balance, I need better balance. I center myself. I come out on an L, here's my snack to the person in front of me. It's a way of centering myself. I don't want to throw my posture and give the snack out here. Why? You can see right away, if I gave the snack out here, there's more risk involved to fall forward, which leads me to then teach you what is Tai Chi posture. So if you know, the doctors tell you, your friends tell you, the things you read in magazines and newspaper, that Tai Chi is good for balance. How is Tai Chi good for balance? Tai Chi takes into consideration your posture. It takes into consideration that you will build stronger limbs so that you will not fall. It's not a guarantee. We work on our core muscles, everything in the center of ourselves. We also use our active mind, and we focus and we concentrate. So in physically, to gain good Tai Chi posture, there are at least 8 elements. So I'm going to go over them, and as I describe them, incorporate it within yourself, okay? So the first one is weight evenly distributed, hands and middle finger down to the side seam of your pants. As a result of doing that, you found that your shoulders drop down, which is excellent. In olden days, we were always taught that to have good posture, you would have to stand like a soldier. In Tai Chi, no, okay? So in Tai Chi, you're to drop your shoulders so that your middle fingers to the side seam of your pants. As a result of this, many things occurred. Your knees became relaxed. They were not stiff as a board. However, they did not flex. There's no energy that we have started yet, okay? So in dropping our shoulders and putting that middle finger there, our knees became relaxed. Another slight but element that was evident is that our chest now got sunken in. It's no longer stiff like a soldier. So that's another element. The chest takes a concave position, not a flat, but sort of a droopy, indented position. As a result of all of that, our butt naturally tucked under rather than stuck out or stiffened up. So can we kind of go through that again? Dropping your shoulders, relaxing your knees, hollowing out your chest, and tucking your butt. The head now is very heavy. Your head weighs a lot, so the positioning of the head is very important. The head is hung or dangled by a cable, an imaginary cable, through the middle of your skull, called another danten area. The danten goes through your skull, through the middle of your body, and this is the other one right in here. There are actually 3 or 4. Here, probably here, and probably here. For our sake, was looking at the cable running through our middle of our skull, through the middle of our body, holding us erect, so that our head now cannot be favoring left or right, forward or back. It's helping us to not just keep our posture, but the posture for better balance and to do correct Tai Chi, okay? It's centering ourselves. The tongue is on our palate, not against your teeth, but on your palate throughout all of Tai Chi, okay? Any questions so far? I think I covered most of the elements, if not all the elements. Your thinking, we always talk about Tai Chi challenging your mind. You're thinking about something happy, whether it's, Ken would think of fishing, I would think of maybe cooking, I would think of teaching, because I enjoy it. You might think of gardening, you might think of a bouquet of roses, something interesting, something happy, okay? So that's your positive outlook. All right. So let's go back, let's incorporate. Okay, so maybe at this time I can show you. So if that cable is holding me up straight and I'm on a T and I'm doing an L and this is my bow, am I having good posture? No, I'm not. I need to bring my bow and arrow up because the cable is dictating where my body should be aligned. It just because my forward advancing hand comes out, that does not mean my body follows it, because you will surely fall. Okay, so when we learn Tai Chi, it's to protect ourselves and keep us safe. Not just our limbs, our mind, our knees, but keep us safe from falling. So if we practice well, more than likely in everyday activities, you will have less of a risk of falling, or your body will be tuned in to say, hey, I'm falling, I need to get a grip on myself, whether it be shifting my weight or just centering yourself, okay? There's no book or a alarm clock or something to say, oh, do this step, this step. It's all be incorporated, of course. All right, let's use some of our posture in our movement now, okay? T-stance, holding your ball correctly, the size of your ball, chest and 2 inches below your navel. Weighted down on our right. We're checking to see that our left hand is ready to go because it's a bottom hand, and our left foot is ready to go on an L. Here we go. Out on an L, move that bottom hand, advance, keep your Tai Chi posture. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, hold our ball for better balance on a T. Out on an L, move the bottom hand, right foot, right hand, bow stance. Here's your snack. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, hold your ball. L, move that ball, advance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, ball T, L, advance the bottom hand, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, ball for better balance on a T, out on an L, bow and arrow. Sit back, sit down, pivot, ball and T, L and ball, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball in a T. Okay, I don't have eyes behind my head, but I know that you did well, okay? So this is the beginning. Ken's laughing because he knows that I can see everything even though if I don't have eyes. But I can tell because there's something about this, the energy that I can feel in this room that's very positive. And at this point, everything's new. Granted, we have students here who have chosen to come because they feel they need to brush up or the convenience of this time. But we should just take a look at ourselves, okay? We're here for ourselves, not to compare ourselves with others. And that's what's nice about Tai Chi. You're on your individual journey, okay? So that wasn't so bad, right? Wasn't so bad. And we know that we're old, we're all old, but hey, we can do something about that and stay a little younger, right? All right. So right now, I'm going to convince you that you made the right choice to take Tai Chi and learn in level 1. And this is how I'm going to do it. You're going to do Tai Chi Yang Ten style with me, okay? It's for enjoyment, it's to prove a point, and it's to show you it's short and it doesn't take a whole lot of energy. Okay? Everybody game? All right. Don't worry about the person next to you, forward you, or any place. Just take care of yourself. Just do the best you can. Follow, listen to what I'm saying. Get used to what I'm calling out. Get used to everything about this whole class, okay? All right. We're in good Tai Chi posture, 50-50. Hands to the side seam of our pants, dropping our shoulders, tucking our butt, relaxing our knees, concaving our chest, head straight up, chin slightly down, but our glance way ahead of us, okay? Looking out into infinity, thinking of something positive, tongue on our palate. commencing form. Slowly drain the weight off of our left foot. Bring it to its toe, balance, off the ground, open, toe, sole, arch, heel. Hands rotate to the middle of our thighs as we bring them up and elevate, taking a deep breath in. At shoulder level, we're gonna push down, make ourselves small as we flex our knees. That is commencing form, movement number 1. Movement number 2, we're gonna center the left hand. The right hand is gonna rise up higher. We're gonna open both palms to the ceiling. We're glancing at our back or top hand. We bring that hand to our ear. We turn our face. We meet both hands in the middle. We push forward, we pull back. What we do on the other side, we do on the opposite side. Bring it to our ear, turn our face as we do a repulsing of the monkey. Movement 2. T stance, we're going to brush our knee. Out on an L, move the hand, move the waist, move the hips, brush your knee. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. T stance, parallel and higher. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist on an L stance, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball on a T stance. Here's something familiar. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. L stance, move the ball. Present that snack to the friend in front of you. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball for better balance on a T. Out on an L. Part the wild horse's mane. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand. We're going to do a sideways motion called cloud hands. Sit back, sit down, pivot. The clock shows us at 12 o'clock. Stem and cup. Pivot on the left foot to the 9 o'clock. Flip the hands, close the feet. Going back to the 12 o'clock. Going out to the 3 o'clock, and we flip and we open our feet. This is called cloud hands. Probably the prettiest or one of the prettiest movements in all Yang style Tai Chi. 3 o'clock, we flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock, middle cup. 9 o'clock, flip the hands open. We want to get out of cloud hands. Therefore, at 3 o'clock, we're only flipping our hands, and we're becoming now a golden cockerel. And what we do on one side, we must do on the other side. So here's another golden cockerel. Then we're going to have to kick out with our right, and I'll teach you how to do that safely. Don't worry, don't kick high, just be safe, okay? And these are the things that we will accomplish in class. We're going to center ourselves, we're going to ward off. Because Tai Chi is based on martial arts, every movement has a martial arts derivation. Out on an L, push your opponent away, but gracefully drag him down as if you're grasping the bird's tail. Turning, squaring, and then pushing him again. We don't want him in our space. This is martial arts. This is Tai Chi. Push him one final time. What we do on one side, holding our ball, we have to do on the other side. We're going to ward off. Out on an L, push your opponent away. Give me my space. And drag him down because you really mean business. Contact and pushing him out again. And one final time to get him away from us. Now we are closing our form. Sit back, sit down, twist, open, in. We're going to embrace the tiger and pull him up and push away as we now make ourselves small, 2, close our form. So all of you did 10 form, okay, as best as you could. So I think it's very good. I think it's relaxing. I think it can be very challenging. So things that are interesting are usually challenging, okay? And I think over time, you'll be more comfortable in listening to me, more comfortable because your workout has been effective, that things will finally click together, okay? Make sense a little bit more. Are there any questions? So the 10 form takes about 3-4 minutes to do. I was calling out instructions so that kind of set more, seconds and time into it. So it might have taken more than 4 minutes, but it's short. But it can be challenging because it comes from a bigger form. If it comes from a bigger form and you're abbreviating it, all that other stuff has to be incorporated to make it look nice, okay? So we saw symmetry. So we tried to say that if one side is parting the wild horse's mane, the other side has to part the wild horse's mane. We also looked at transitions. We said we were doing cloud hands, but we needed to get out. So the choreographed piece says we're going to do a golden cockerel. But we can't hold our golden cockerel for a long time, and we need to take care of the other side. We've got to be a golden cockerel on the other side. But what more do we need to do? When we come together and we center ourselves, this time we're not holding a ball, but we're centering ourselves to then kick out effectively by following the kick and counterbalancing with the other hand. And we will learn how to do that. Okay? So these may be words, these may be motions, but you'll finally find that they partner up and they team together to keep ourselves safe. All right. I'm going to check the time. I'm going to see whether I can. Okay. So Ken wants to talk. So Ken's job is, of course, camera, but he has a lot of knowledge, mainly because he's taken Tai Chi longer than I have, and he has a martial arts background. So I'll let him talk, and then we'll do something after.
Hi. I like what I see. The people that I've seen before, they've retained something, and they look pretty good, not bad. The people that are new are trying, and that's the most important thing. I want to go over a couple of things. One that's important that we haven't emphasized is, but in a way she has, footing and where your feet are in different stances and where you ultimately put them is very important, because that sets the stage for the rest of your body. Tai Chi is a concerted movement of the whole body, but footing is, and therefore balance is the most important thing. One of the things that she taught you was the T-step, L-step, bow step, then twist step back again. And in that exercise and in other Tai Chi movements, you have to set the stage for your balance. When you're here, of course, your balance is on both legs, but you have Tai Chi posture also, okay? But when you switch to a T, the weight is largely here, the center is here, you hold your center here, okay? But the idea of having it substantial is that when you're going to move the next step, no matter what it is, you are free to say, okay, full shift, and my foot is off the ground. One of these days, that's what we hope will happen to you, with strength, with knowledge of your body and its coordination, so that when you put the next step out, it's at your leisure and at your concentration of saying, I want to put my foot in a certain place. When you first start, sometimes you say, okay, step out, and you can't hold it very much a lot of times. because you don't have the strength. So quickly, you just drop down. But your foot may not be exactly where you want it to be. But if you have it here, in Tai Chi posture, substantial foot, that's what we call the substantial foot, it controls your balance. So you say, hey, I want to go here. I want to go there. You see, I have this split moment where I can sort of almost dangle my leg around and figure out where I want to be. That's where the conscious aspect of saying, this is where I want to be, okay? So before you move to a different movement from here, and you're going to come here, you make sure that this is substantial. And then you bring your foot in. Okay, no rush. And then as you go out, a technical aspect is you have to, well, part of Tai Chi posture, if I were standing here, it's not out here, it's not here. Tai Chi posture, in part, a good landmark of positioning is the feet should be about the width of the shoulder width. You got big shoulders, you gotta put them out. You got tiny shoulders, maybe you don't have to, okay? But you're like this, but when you go to the ultimate movement that you're switching to, you have to try to maintain that relationship. When she says, okay, T-step, step out. You cannot step here, you cannot step here. If you do so, you cannot turn. You're limited by, what did I say? Shoulder and legs. The farthest you can go is here without jeopardizing the rest of your joints, and particularly your knees. If you twist this too many times, you're going to say, I've got sore knees, I'm quitting Tai Chi. That's because you're doing something which knees are not meant to do too much of. The best things that knees do is forward and back. They don't like to do this sort of stuff. So, getting back to here, T-step, I'm facing forward, but I'm going to ultimately want to be in that direction. Substantial, Tai Chi posture, I slowly come out, not here, but out and to the side, so that when my foot drops and I rotate the upper part of my body, what's happened? Foot, shoulder. Okay, shoulder width. So the watchword is get yourself set before you even move. And when you're ready, then you set out to put your foot where you want to put it. And as you get better, you'll be afforded more time to be able to put it down where you want it. At the beginning, you'll put it down wherever your body's going to allow you that limit of time between, oh, balance here, oh, I got to get to here, okay? But eventually, out and to the side, turn, straight shoulder, okay?
I think we had a really good class and can't ask for more, okay? So see you next week. So we end our class with a salute to show appreciation and respect for each other. Okay, so very good job. Thank you.